This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, everybody? Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow man-child Johnny Karlic. And we are back for the Rick and Johnny podcast right here on Most Valuable Podcast. You want to know the best thing about today's podcast, Johnny?
What's that?
Before we came in, like when our intro music was playing, new logo.
Yes,
new logo
yes,
dropped.
new logo.
As we're recording this on Sunday, but tomorrow's Monday, the 26th, and you guys get to see your first. We are the debut of the new logos, by the way. We are the first podcast to have a new logo. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys like the Marvel kind of it's Marvel inspired. Johnny didn't get that, by the way, when I first showed him.
I'm punishing myself for that.
Marvel inspired, Rick and Johnny inspired, Rick and Morty, that's where we got the name, inspired the color. I hope you guys liked it. But we got a jam-packed show for you guys today, talking some superheroes, some nerdy stuff, some movies today, and we'll also have our Pac Rim review as well in a different podcast.
Every time you say that, I think like Pac-Man.
You want me to say Pacific Rim Uprising? Is that what you
don't have to say?
Pac Rim? Or just PRU is what I've been calling it.
You can call it PRU.
PRU.
But I mean,
Peru.
when you say Peru.
Isn't that how you pronounce it?
It's a country.
It is. Peru, but this is Peru. But little housekeeping before we get into it. We've got patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast. That's a link down below in the description. That's how you help support us, help us do what we do for you guys each week. We also got t-shirts down in the description, the store link down there. MostValuablePodcast.com is where you get all of our content. YouTube, Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, everything is on the website if you want one place to get it. And then last but not least, first off is check out the new podcast. If you like Chicago sports, check out The Outcast. And then the last thing is go rate us on iTunes. Give the Rick and Johnny podcast a 5-star rating. It would mean the world to us. But Johnny, we got a jam-packed show, like I mentioned. Talking a little Marvel with Captain America. Talking a little Deadpool going on the Fox side. And then we're going to end today's show with something that Steven Spielberg said about Netflix movies and kind of see where we fall on the spectrum of Netflix movies with the Emmys and the Oscars. But the first thing we're going to get into is Captain America. So Chris Evans did an interview with, I want to say it's the New York Times.
Okay.
And they were asking him about his contract, about Phase 4, and he confirmed that he was finished filming his scenes with Captain America, barring any reshoots. And then he gave a pretty frank answer where he said, and I quote, "You want to get off the train before they push you off." Here's the question.
Bucky.
Like Bucky, literally like Bucky. Here's the question I want to ask you. First off, do you think this is Chris Evans saying, yes, I am done after the second Avengers movie, not Infinity War, but Avengers 4? Or is this him saying, I'm going to say this to the public to get the public on my side to win my contract negotiations, and I'm not going to be done after Avengers 4.
You know what? With everything I heard beforehand, I feel like this is just him saying, just kind of like what Robert Downey Jr. said. You know what? Robert, and I'm going to obviously paraphrase because it's been a while since you and I read this article, that Robert Downey Jr. said, you know what? I want to kind of end before I start messing the role up and overstay my welcome. I feel like this is kind of what's happening is, you know what, and it's like any actor, even Hugh Jackman did the same thing in a sense. He just kind of wanted to be done doing Wolverine in it too. It's like, you know what, I played the role for so long, I need to not do it anymore because you know what, as an actor, I mean, I myself, but I'm not an actor, would love to be just typecast as, hey, this is this superhero.
Like I would Chris Hemsworth is Thor.
Yeah, I would coast off that because guess what? I would love to play that, but I'm a nerd and I'm not an actor.
Chris Evans also wants to kind of like
start doing other
directing, producing, going behind the camera, not in front of it too.
But that too, okay. Then, but that's the thing, and that would give him the opportunity to, if the contract's up and he's done, he can kind of go out on whatever note it is. Hopefully, a really good one, because any of these characters that we've had for up to 10 years, you want them to go out on a high note, in a sense. I mean, them dying off, I guess, isn't a high note necessarily, but you get what I mean. But my guess would, or my thought would be that that's his way of saying, you know what, I want to get out of this before I overstay my welcome, before I like start not playing the role as the character should feel, and before I can't do anything else with like, and before I'm like too typecast as Captain America to be anything else.
Well, and the thing that I'm looking at here is I'm looking at one of the things that we talked about, and this is now going into, because for me, I kind of lean on the side of, I think that this is Chris Evans going, you know what? I'm done with the character. I know that there's people saying, well, it's for contract negotiations, because sometimes what actors will do, actors and actresses, is if in order to win in the negotiation room, they do an interview like this, not solely for this purpose, but during an interview, they'll say something like this, get us talking about it, get us on their side, so that the company goes, fine, this is what we're going to do. And for me, I'm starting to feel like if that's even a little bit of the case, I think it's for Chris Evans to go, all right, you want me to do all of these for like back in the day type stuff where let's say Steve dies in Infinity War. All right, but when we go back in time and we show clips of me, you want me to be Cap. In order for me to do that, what are you going to have me direct? What are you going to have me produce? Like, am I going to be on the backside of a Marvel movie? Because that would really kickstart his directing.
That's very true,
if he could do a Marvel movie and not like, because I mean, right now I believe he's doing like his own projects. I think like indie type stuff. Nothing that's really like up there with Marvel. So that's the only place that I see that would fit into. But the thing I'm going to move this conversation into is the main title of this. What if Chris Evans is done? What does it mean for the MCU? What does it mean? Because the thing that we've talked about in the past is that what they could do, I know they're going cosmic universe, but if they go a type of Avengers, if this shakes it up to where they do the new Avengers, where the original from New Avengers 3, 2005, you had Iron Man, who, if he dies, we talked about Shuri could take the mantle. Iron Man's still there. It was Captain America, a.k.a. Nomad, the captain. So it was Steve Rogers. Luke Cage and Spider-Man were the originals. Then they added Wolverine a couple months later. They added Sentry later on. And they added then Echo and Spider-Woman. And that's the main cast for the founders of the new Avengers. I know that there was also another article that I read that it said that it's very unlikely that the TV moves over. So like Luke Cage wouldn't be in the new Avengers if they did
Sadly.
But if they did something like the new Avengers, could they still kill off Evans and just say, all right, Falcon or Bucky is going to be... Because some people are saying that it looks like Bucky is getting penned to be Captain America after this Avengers duo movies is over.
What I would think to do, and this is just me, because they were both, you can play with both. So what then we're going to have Infinity Wars. We don't know what's going to happen yet, but I'm going more so off of what we know now. He's being considered White Wolf. So what I would do is make one movie where Falcon takes up the mantle because Bucky still has some shit to straighten out or something.
So you're saying if Cap dies in Infinity War.
Let's say Cap does die in Infinity Wars. We're going afterwards. I'm going to say Cap dies in Infinity War just to like go along with our topic.
Yeah.
What I would do is I would take not Bucky, I almost said Bucky. Take Falcon, make him Cap for a movie, and then realize maybe like an after credit scene, him handing off the shield.
Kind of like how Bucky's not ready for it.
Yeah, he's got
death of Cap would be hard on him because
he's
their childhood
best friend.
Yeah.
And like finally one of them's actually dead. He watches him die. One of those type of things. So we
do see Thanos come down on him.
Yeah. So my thing would be in one movie, have it like Bucky needs some shit to straighten out. So he after like have it like almost like a new Captain America, Falcon as Captain America, trying to deal with that after credit scene or end of the movie or post credit scene or at the very end of the movie. Dude, I'm not cut out for this. Hands Bucky the shield.
Yeah.
And just that's when you got Bucky Captain America.
And one of the things I saw really got the idea of they're setting Bucky up possibly to take over that mantle is think back to the first Avenger. They're on the train side is open. When Bucky picks up the shield and is like, pop, 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 behind the shield, that was clearly, at that time, you're like, okay, they're hinting back to that Bucky picked up the shield at some point. You look at Black Panther, the robes that he's wearing,
red,
white, and blue esque type of robes. I mean, the white, I think it was his arm, not really the robes with the silver arm that he's got. But
yeah, he didn't even have the arm yet.
But this one's a tricky one because, I mean, Chris Evans is a character. Evans, Tony Stark. Well, I said Tony Stark, I meant Robert Downey Jr.
Same difference, right?
Chris Helmsworth, I would say, especially those three. Maybe Mark Ruffalo, but not really because, like, the Hulk is, I wouldn't say.
He's starting to cement himself into Hulk, unlike the rest of them. Only because
I would say ScarJo, Nick Fury, like, most of those characters, mainly the first three I said.
Jeremy Renner. Sort of got himself.
Sort of. Mainly the first three. Evans, Downey Jr., and Helmsworth. They are their characters. They are their characters.
Yes, they are.
Hemsworth is Thor. You see Evans. Oh, that's Captain America.
You see
Robert Downey Jr. Oh, that's Tony Stark.
As you said, like 2 minutes ago, if you like not even 2 minutes ago, if you rewind this, you'll see him do it again.
Yeah, I said Tony Stark instead of Robert Downey Jr.
That's how iconic he is in that role.
And that's the thing where it's like when you get to that spot in your movies, it makes killing them and getting rid of them very hard, especially in contract negotiations, because that other person knows you need me more than I need you.
Yeah.
I can still walk out of here and movies will want me because of my hype. Like, people will see me in a movie and go, oh, let's go see that. He was Iron Man.
Exactly.
Oh, let's go see that. It's Captain America.
Exactly. People will go do it because of how widespread his name is.
Like the movie Tag that we saw a trailer for before Pac Rim. Where how many people do you think looked at it and went, oh, that's Hawkeye?
Exactly.
Oh, that's not Jeremy Renner. Oh, that's Hawkeye.
Yeah, I mean, I did say Jeremy Renner in my head, but I'm like, you know what? Because I associate him, I still associate him as Hawkeye,
I'm talking casual that only would know him as
Hawkeye. No, I got you, exactly. No, I mean, that's like, hey, I like him as Hawkeye, I'm probably going to like him in this.
Yeah.
That, I mean, that goes the same general thought is
kind
there.
of like one of the other guys in that movie. Like, any of those guys, you could say, like...
That's the guy from The Hangover.
Well, you could say the guy from The Hangover. Ham, you could say, oh, the guy from Mad Men.
Yeah.
The one guy you could say, oh, he was in New Girl.
Yeah.
And then when Hannibal Buress, it's like, oh, that comedian.
Yeah, that dude.
That dude. My favorite part of that, by the way, I know this is off topic, of...
Are we always...
All right, I'll synchronize your watches. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I don't wear a watch. Time is a construct, man. That's my favorite part.
Time is a construct.
Just how because Hannibal Buress is Hannibal Buress.
Yeah, that's true.
Time is a construct, man. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't like people telling me what to do. But let me ask this.
No.
Do you really think Cap is going to die? Or, like, because that's the thing I can't wrap my head around. Like, is he really going to die, or is it going to be Tony Stark? I know it feels like we have this conversation every week about Infinity War.
Well, it's very important. But shit's coming up soon.
And I mean, especially if Chris Evans, like, the way he said it, you want to get off the train before they push you off. And it's kind of the same thing as Tony Stark, like you said, where Tony Stark was like, I don't want to overstay my welcome.
Yeah.
And even for, like, the MCU as a whole, I don't think we've ever spun it to this side. It's kind of like, I'll relate it to me back in high school. Back in high school, I was in band. My senior class was basically like, our best year in marching band was our senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't win anything, let's be honest, didn't win anything, but that was the year where our scores were the highest. We had the best shows out of all our 4 years, and it was mainly part of that class that I was in that went all the way through and kind of built the system. You see it with sports teams as well. Well, think of it this way. This Rogers, Tony Stark, Thor, they came in at the same time. They've been building this team all the way through. My biggest issue when I left was, am I leaving this product in the place I want it to be? Like, is this next class of seniors going to take what we did and just go up that next step?
That's what you got to hope, because I had the same thing when I left band.
Do you think, though, and this is just me relaying it in, that if Robert Downey Jr. moves on, if just Chris Evans, because that's who's the focus of this.
Yeah.
If they move on, will the MCU be in good shape without them? Or do they need one of them to keep the MCU intact?
I think we have the potential to do without them, especially since I'm playing into the part that their contracts are coming up. Their contracts are going to be up, and it seems like neither of them want to sign on. You have to make do with what you got, too. If they don't want to sign on again, then you have to make do with what you got.
And I think Hemsworth has said that the same thing you did, where it's like at this point he wants to spend more time with his kids.
Yeah.
Where he's got enough money. Just call me up when there's a Thor movie and I'll do it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I don't have to do anything else. I'll just be Thor.
That's what I would love to do. Just be a superhero.
Yeah.
Hey,
because he said, oh, I'm going to take a year off from acting just to spend time with my kids because he's got enough money from being Thor.
Yeah.
So
really.
like him, you don't have to worry about, but really it's Evans and Tony Stark.
We're losing
Robert Downey.
I think we all get what you mean.
Yeah, I know. But just to clarify.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm literally doing it as like subconscious.
Yeah, no, Ricky actually thinks Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, as we all.
He is.
As we all do.
But do they need both or either to keep the MCU intact to what it is? Or will they leave and maybe it... Obviously, Marvel pumps out a movie, you and I are going to go.
Yes,
most of the people watching this podcast are going to go. But I'm talking like... Because the big thing that we haven't hit either, and this is a huge topic, is Mark and I would always discuss, as soon as like the Iron Man started, Mark would always say that sooner or later the superhero craze is going to end. The superhero movie is going to end. We're 10 years later now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at that time, 8 years later. 8 years later, and these movies have been just pumping out gold almost each and every time. There have been a few duds, Thor, Dark World, looking at you. But for more than not, I don't see this trend stopping. If Chris Evans leaves, does that become a clearer picture of, oh, maybe superhero movies aren't going to be around forever or be at the level they are forever?
I mean, there's a potential that you take that they're not going to be at the level they are. But I think what it seems like they're almost going with, since like you can't force an actor to stay in that role, obviously. So, I mean, what they're going to do...
It's called slavery, Johnny. I don't think we like that. We don't like that.
We don't normally condone that anymore.
No, I have never condoned that.
Come on, Ricky.
No.
I'm kidding.
No.
I mean, as a whole, not just as myself. I haven't been around forever.
Yeah. Or so we know of.
So we know of.
Johnny has invented time travel, just so you know.
Shut up. Shut up. You're not supposed to know that. Anyways, what could...
Afraid Trump's going to get his hands on it? On your time travel technology
I'll just leave before he gets it.
Mr. Rick.
But
your point.
I hate time travel, actually.
I'm deterring you from your point.
Yes, you are. Stop it. You're distracting me. So what I was going to say, though, is you can do this without them. Will it be easier? No. Will it be as popular? Maybe not. I mean, there's some things. Let's just put it this way. We get rid of Downey Jr. We get rid of Evans. Thor wants to stay. That's fine. Honestly, what is this starting to look like? The new comics that have been coming out. What happened to Iron Man? Iron Man dies, and Riri Williams takes over. But we don't always stick 100% with it. It could be Shuri.
People, and you guys
or
can
Shuri.
Shuri.
Shuri. Okay.
You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. You guys being the comment section out there. From what I remember, I don't remember anybody really, like, I don't remember the general consensus of Riri Williams being Ironheart to be a positive one. I don't remember the general people saying like, yeah, I'm going to get behind this. Like, yeah, it was very much.
Well, let's put it this way. It's hard to let go.
It's hard to let go of Tony Stark, especially.
Yeah. Tony Stark, Captain America, such iconic things.
But I mean, the thing that I look at is, of course, Cosmic Universe. So they're going to get Guardians, which they're probably going to revamp the lineup to the Guardians.
They may
anyways.
do that too.
Is Chris Pratt going to be there forever? I mean, is Gamora going to be there? Drax going to be there? Obviously, Rocket and Groot have to be there.
If you're going to have one, you have to have the other. Let's put it this way. Unless you're going to kill them both off somehow.
But I mean,
you can't have just one.
But I mean, when it comes to your Avengers cast, who is looking like that underclassman that they're basically prepping to take the mantle? Peter Parker.
That's what I was trying to think. Well, I don't know why I blanked on his name.
Peter Parker.
I couldn't even think of Spider-Man for some reason.
No, and I know people are going to say... I was picturing
but not saying it.
People are going to say, oh, but he's a Sony thing. Yeah, as long as Marvel's pumping out movies,
I think Sony will sign back
let
on.
him be his character because they like green. They like money.
Yes.
They like the Spider-Man name being positive so that they can make their Venom movies and people being either excited to see it or reluctantly going to see it, although they're nervous, kind of like Dave. But I mean, Dave just told me many times that he's nervous about Venom. He is so nervous about that Venom movie.
I don't want them to show me the suit. That's the main thing I'm nervous about.
Not until the movie.
Yeah, not until the movie.
We're going to get it. Last trailer, we're going to see the face. I think we're going to see either the face or the chest. We're going to see one of the two.
I'll take the chest. I want, because if they show me the face and they really
fuck it up, you're not going to want to go see it.
I'm going to go see it, but I'm going to be reluctant to.
You're not going to want to.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go in low expectations.
But back to this last point we'll make is it kind of seems like they're prepping up, hey, Peter Parker's going to be our lead for when when Robert Downey, when Evans move on.
Well, I'm going to push it out this way. It looks like almost like just because, partially because of contracts, partially because of where the universe is going. You know what? It's like, hey, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man's kind of starting to roll out of his time.
Hopefully bringing the X-Men into it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to.
The Fantastic Four
let me get to my part real quick. So what I'm thinking is, you know, it looks like we're pushing towards the newer comics and almost like kind of mixing. Obviously, we don't stick exactly what the comics are.
Yeah.
So we pull stuff from there. So Iron Man's going to start rolling out. We're going to start maybe my guess would be pull Shuri in. I feel like it's Shuri, right?
It's Shuri.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like I'm saying it wrong when I do that. So they're pulling Shuri as Ironheart, right?
Yeah,
Ironheart. We have Bucky to work with and Falcon to work it as a new Cap. We have Spider-Man to lead the new Avengers, as well as we're pulling in Fox, which is X-Men and Fantastic Four. And from what I was looking at online real quick, some of the new Avengers, it looks like The Thing is in there, Wolverine is in there. We're having a Captain Marvel movie, so she's looks like it's in there. And this is just from like one lineup. And Luke Cage, yeah, I get what they said. We're not going to pull it in. They can swap it out with anything. It's Marvel. They'll swap them out with someone and make it work.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that's one lineup I'm looking at off of a picture off of the page right now. I mean, I know there's so many other lineups to go with. So, I mean, you can do without them. Will it be the same? No, obviously not. But Marvel will make it work. Or maybe that's just where the fad ends because, I mean, you can only make these people do it for so long. Robert Downey Jr. is in his 50s.
Yeah.
Evans in his 40s now or late 30s. So they're going to want to start doing other things.
Let me see. Chris Evans, how old is he? He is 36.
Late 30s.
He's going to be 37 in June.
So late 30s.
Yeah. So by the time after Infinity War, because it's now April.
He's going to be almost 40.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be closer to 40 than he is 30.
Yeah. Well, he already is, but
the thing I'm looking at, and this is the last thing we'll end on, is in the comics right now, and you guys can honestly correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm going off of Wikipedia here, and really the Marvel side of comics is, I keep up more on DC Comics recently than Marvel. The lineup that they have, or recruits they have for post-Civil War 2, which is 2016 to present.
Yeah.
You've got Red Wolf, which was November 2016, Flatman, all in the Great Lakes Avengers. You had Flatman, Big Bertha, Doorman, Mr. Immortal. That was December 2016. Avenger X, December 2016. Then in 2017, Good Boy, Iron Patriot, Red Hulk, a.k.a. Iron Hulk.
True. I forgot about that.
Nightshade, which was April of 2017. Iron Man, a.k.a. Dr. Doom, the Victor Von Doom Iron Man in July of 2017. Walensky, August 2017, Voyager, March 2018, and then in July of 2018 will be Ghost Rider in the Avengers Volume 8,
Nick Cage.
Issue 1. Yeah, well, this one says Robbie Reyes, so I'm not quite sure if that's the same Knight Rider that Nick Cage played.
Knight Rider?
Well, Ghost Rider.
No. The one that he played
Sorry, we're getting David Hasselhoff. We're getting the Hoff in here.
Getting the Hoff.
The Hoff is
Nobody
gonna be
hassles
our next,
the Hoff 9000.
Yeah, it's going to be He's going to be our next Ghost Rider. But what was the character that Nick Cage played?
Robbie Reyes. Wait, what was it?
Robbie Reyes was the one that they had listed for the
Robbie Reyes is the one they actually featured him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
So I mean, if they do pull from their outer sources, that'd be fantastic. Or I guess at this point you're gonna start doing a DC thing and just have to cut it off.
Yeah.
Which would be weird because you already get to intertwine them.
And we don't know. Cosmic Universe could be a hard cut.
I think it's Johnny Blaze.
Okay.
Is the one that Nick Cage played.
Yeah, which is the original Ghost Rider?
Yes.
Okay. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think about the Chris Evans stuff, about the Cosmic Universe stuff. I know we didn't even get into like the Cosmic, like this will be a later topic. Cosmic Universe with hopefully bringing the X-Men into it, Galactus into it, the Fantastic Four into it, Silver Surfer into it. There's so much they can do. They could basically end the MCU and start the Galactic or the MGU. No, yeah. Ooh, what if they said, all right,
well, it's still
the
MCU,
but it's the Marvel Cosmic Universe instead of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Still cinematic, no?
What if they
works
do
no matter
MCU?
what.
We just call it MCU 2.
MCU 2?
MCU 2. It's phase 2
so, I
of
mean,
the MCU.
Bono's part of it now?
Yeah, no, he is. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section.